Nobody tells you this. But your 20s aren't supposed to feel clear. They feel confusing, heavy, like you're running, but going nowhere. And the worst part, everyone else looks like they've figured it out. You wake up some days with this quiet anxiety in your chest. Not panic, not fear, just this strange emptiness. So you scroll through your phone. People your age are building businesses, traveling the world, getting fit, falling in love. And you're stuck between I want more and I don't even know what I want. You try to be productive, but your mind keeps drifting, overthinking everything, questioning yourself, starting things, or then quitting. It feels like you're behind, like life is moving forward and you're just watching it happen. And no one really talks about this part. They only show the highlights, not the confusion, not the doubt, not the nights where you stare at the ceiling wondering, what am I even doing with my life? Here's what's really happening. Your brain is overloaded. You're living in a world your mind was never designed for. Every day, you're hit with endless stimulation. Social media, notifications, short videos, instant gratification. Your dopamine system is constantly being hijacked. So normal life starts to feel boring. Working on yourself feels slow. Building something meaningful feels exhausting because your brain has been trained to expect quick rewards. But real life doesn't work like that. And then comes the second problem. Not too many choices. You can be anything, do anything, go anywhere. And that sounds like freedom, but it's actually paralyzing. Because when everything is possible, nothing feels right. You start doubting every decision. What if I choose the wrong path? What if there's something better? So you stay stuck. Not because you're lazy, but because you're overwhelmed. And then comes the third trap, comparison. You're not comparing your life to reality. You're comparing it to edited highlights. Perfect bodies, perfect careers, perfect lives, but you don't see the confusion behind those screens. So you start believing everyone is ahead of me. And slowly, your self-worth starts to drop. But here's something deeper, something most people never realize. Feeling lost is not a flaw. It's awareness. Philosophers have talked about this for centuries. The moment you start questioning your life is the moment you wake up. Most people don't feel lost because they never stop to think. They just follow the script. Study, job, marriage, repeat. No questions, no awareness. But you're different. You've stepped outside the script and now you don't know where to go. That's why it feels uncomfortable. Because you're standing in the space between who you were and who you could become. This is where most people panic, but this is also where transformation begins. Listen carefully. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're just in the middle of becoming. And that phase, it's messy. It's full of doubt, full of confusion, full of silence. Because growth doesn't feel like motivation. It feels like uncertainty. It feels like being alone with your thoughts, like questioning everything you once believed. And yeah, it hurts. Because clarity doesn't come instantly. It comes slowly, through mistakes, through wrong turns, through moments where you feel completely lost. Here's the truth no one tells you. You're not lost. You're just at the beginning of awareness. And awareness is uncomfortable because once you see reality clearly, you can't go back. You can't ignore your potential anymore. You can't pretend everything is fine. You feel the gap between where you are and where you could be. And that feeling, that's not a curse. That's direction. So maybe You don't need to figure everything out right now. Maybe you don't need a perfect plan. Maybe this phase, this confusion, this emptiness, this searching is exactly where you're supposed to be. Because the truth is, clarity doesn't come before action. It comes from it. One step, one decision, one small move forward. Even if you're unsure, even if you're scared, because you don't find yourself by thinking, you find yourself by living. So take the pressure off. You're not late, you're not behind. You're just early in a story that hasn't unfolded yet. And one day, you'll look back at this phase and realize this wasn't the time you were lost. This was the time you were becoming.